My name is Sally Camden. I teach at Perryville Elementary School in Perryville, Missouri. I teach students in a resource room setting. Most of my students have mild to moderate disabilities, and this is my 6th year of teaching. My activity is called Show Me Missouri's Temperatures, and I designed it so that students could integrate skills in math, science, social studies, and language arts. We gathered data about 5 different cities' temperatures, and we used that data to figure averages and to create graphs. My goals and objectives for this activity were that students would use skills in math, science, social studies, and language arts to create a final product. The final product was a map of Missouri that showed the shaded regions of Missouri, the 5 different regions, as well as different cities within each region. Then students were to create their graphs and put those next to the map in a final display. This activity took my students approximately 2 weeks to complete. However, I am a resource teacher and my students are scheduled to see me only approximately an hour to an hour and a half each day. So we only had that limited time each day to work on it. And also we did not work on it every day during those 2 weeks because we had other activities to accomplish. A general education teacher who has her students all day might be able to finish this project in lesser time. I selected materials that could be used in 6 different areas of instruction. First of all, in the area of organization, I used graphic organizers to help my students organize their thoughts and access their prior knowledge. In the area of writing assistance, my students had the use of clipboards or pencil grips for those that needed it. Again, not all materials were suitable for all students, and I based my decisions upon the students' individual needs. With regards to note-taking, students were provided data collection forms that I had created specifically for this project that would help them take notes from the internet and from their charts. I also selected materials in the area of productivity that would help students create their graphs more efficiently and in a way that they would understand and use technology better, such as the spreadsheet and the calculators. Students also had access to reference materials through a multimedia format, and if I had presented that in a more traditional format, such as a textbook, it might have been difficult for some of them to understand, especially those with low reading abilities. Finally, I also modified some of the instructional materials. For instance, with regard to the Microsoft Excel spreadsheet, I created a spreadsheet template for my students so that when they opened the template document, all they had to do was type in the name of the city and enter their averages. And that made it easier for them to accomplish their task that I had required of them, rather than have to create and design a spreadsheet before entering the data. I think information processing is evident in this activity in many ways. First, students are encouraged to appreciate at the beginning of the lesson when we listen to the clips from Vivaldi's 4 Seasons, and to listen to not only the music but also to watch the animation on the Encarta Encyclopedia. Next, students engage in a pre-search when we participate together to complete the graphic organizer of the KWL chart, and we begin to access what we already know before we connect it with what we're going to learn. Students also work together and participate in searching when we use the internet to collect data for our product. Students are also actively engaged in communication throughout this project as they are working in cooperative groups and discuss with their partner during each stage of this project their ideas and their thoughts and what they're learning. Students also engage in an evaluation as they analyze what it is they're learning from the final product. I think a special educator, when considering the choice and suitability of assistive technology for his or her students, should keep in mind that it is the student that should be at the center of the solution, not the device, no matter how wonderful it is or interesting or novel or unique. Technology-driven solutions in the long run will never be fully appropriate for a student. It is only when a special educator, or any teacher for that matter, keeps the student's needs and unique abilities at the center of the decision-making process that an assistive technology device, whatever it may be it low-tech or high-tech, will truly be useful for that student and help them to participate in a more inclusive setting.